If you are a man over 60 and you have noticed that something fundamental has shifted inside your body, that you wake up already defeated before the day even starts, that your legs feel heavier than they should, that a kind of invisible fog has settled over your mind and your desire, and that the strength you once carried in your chest has quietly vanished without warning, then what I am about to explain in the next few minutes could be the single most important thing you hear this year. Because hidden inside 3 ordinary fruits that you have probably walked past 1,000 times at the grocery store without ever giving them a second glance, there is a biological mechanism so powerful that clinical research has shown it can restore blood flow, reignite hormonal production, and flood your cells with the kind of sustained energy you have not felt in years. And the troubling part is that almost no one is talking about this, because there is no pharmaceutical profit in telling a man to eat a fruit. I am Dr. Natalia Parker, and I am going to explain this with absolute clarity. Here is what most men over 60 never understand, and it is the reason so many of them spend their remaining decades feeling like a shadow of who they used to be. Your body is not failing because of age. That is the lie you have been told your entire life. Your body is failing because 3 critical systems are collapsing simultaneously, and nobody has bothered to tell you which ones or how to stop it. The first system is your vascular network, the highways of blood that deliver oxygen and nutrients to every organ, every muscle, every tissue that matters. The second is your hormonal engine, specifically the mechanism that produces the one hormone that defines how you feel as a man every single day. And the third is your cellular energy grid, the microscopic power plants inside each of your cells that determine whether you wake up feeling alive or wake up feeling like you are dragging a body made of concrete. Now, here is what makes this truly dangerous. These 3 systems do not collapse independently. They feed off each other in a downward spiral. When your blood flow weakens, your organs receive less oxygen, which means less energy production, which means less hormonal output, which means even weaker blood flow. It is a vicious cycle that accelerates with every passing month. And if you do not intervene, if you do not break this cycle with the right tools, the decline does not slow down. It speeds up. But I did not come here to scare you. I came here because I have watched this cycle reverse. I have seen it happen in my own practice with men who walked in looking 10 years older than their age and walked out months later looking 10 years younger. And the tool that made the difference was not a prescription, not a procedure, not some expensive supplement with a fancy label. It was 3 specific fruits, consumed in a specific way, that target each of these 3 collapsing systems with surgical precision. But before I reveal which fruits and exactly how they work, you need to understand something critical about what is actually happening inside your arteries right now, because without this knowledge, none of what I am about to share will make full sense. After the age of 55, something insidious begins happening to the inner walls of your blood vessels. A layer of plaque, inflammation, and oxidative damage slowly narrows the pathways through which your blood travels. It happens so gradually you do not feel it. No pain, no warning sign. But the consequences are devastating. The blood that used to rush freely to your extremities, to your brain, to the organs that govern your intimate life, that blood is now trickling. And when blood trickles instead of flows, everything downstream suffers. Your muscles fatigue faster, your brain feels foggy, and that area of your body that matters most to you as a man, the one you never talk about but think about constantly, requires more blood flow than almost any other part of your anatomy. When the flow drops, function drops. It is not complicated, it is physics. I remember a man named Daniel who came to see me in his early 70s. He had been a competitive swimmer in his younger years, a man who understood his body better than most. But at 72, he told me something that broke my heart. He said, "Doctor, I feel like I am watching myself disappear. Not quickly, not dramatically, but inch by inch, every single day, I am becoming less of who I was." His blood pressure was borderline high, his energy was non-existent by mid-afternoon, and he confided that his intimate life with his wife had become a source of shame rather than connection. He had tried supplements, he had tried exercising more, he had even asked his doctor about medication. Nothing had produced lasting results. What Daniel did not know, what almost nobody had told him, was that the root of every single one of his symptoms could be traced back to one failing system: his vascular circulation. And there is one fruit, ancient, powerful, backed by rigorous clinical evidence, that has the ability to force open those narrowing blood vessels and restore the flow that his body was desperately craving. I am talking about the pomegranate, not pomegranate-flavored juice from a bottle loaded with sugar. I mean the actual fruit or pure unsweetened pomegranate juice, the real thing. Inside every pomegranate seed is a concentration of compounds called polyphenols, and these polyphenols do something extraordinary once they enter your bloodstream. They stimulate the production of nitric oxide. If you have never heard of nitric oxide, think of it as the master key that unlocks your arteries. It is the molecule that tells the smooth muscle inside your blood vessel walls to relax, to expand, to open up and allow blood to pass through freely. As men age, nitric oxide production plummets. It is one of the primary reasons why circulation deteriorates so dramatically after 60. The pomegranate directly addresses this decline by giving your body the raw materials it needs to produce more nitric oxide naturally, without any synthetic intervention. But the pomegranate does something else that most people never hear about. It contains powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidant compounds that specifically target the prostate gland. If you are a man over 60, there is a very high chance your prostate is already enlarged or inflamed, causing those frustrating nighttime trips to the bathroom, that uncomfortable pressure, that nagging feeling that something is not right down there. The polyphenols in pomegranate have been shown in peer-reviewed research to reduce prostatic inflammation and slow the oxidative damage that contributes to prostate deterioration. So with one fruit, you are addressing two of the most common complaints men over 60 bring to my office: weakened circulation and prostate discomfort. Daniel started drinking 1 glass of pure pomegranate juice every morning. No pills, no complicated protocol, just 1 glass. 2 weeks later, he called my office. His exact words were, "My hands are warm again." It sounds like a small thing, but when a man's extremities go cold, it means blood is not reaching the periphery. When they warm up again, it means the vascular system is responding. His body was waking up. But here is what I need you to understand clearly. Restoring circulation is only the first piece. Because even if your arteries are wide open and blood is flowing perfectly, if the hormone that drives your masculine energy, your confidence, your desire, your physical strength, if that hormone is sitting at rock bottom levels, you will still feel like a fraction of yourself. Drop a comment below and tell me where you are watching from, because I know men from all over the world are dealing with exactly this, and it helps to know you are not alone in this. The hormone I am referring to is something your body has been producing since you were a teenager, but after 60, production falls off a cliff. And when it drops, the changes are not subtle. You lose muscle mass even if you are active. Your motivation evaporates for no clear reason. That fire, that drive, that sense of being a man with purpose and power, it dims. And yes, your intimate drive, the one your partner notices even when you pretend everything is fine, that fades too. Most doctors will tell you the solution is hormone replacement therapy. Injections, patches, gels, all of which come with a list of side effects that would make your head spin. But what if your body still had the machinery to produce this hormone on its own? What if all it needed was the right fuel? There is a fruit that provides exactly that fuel. It is green, creamy, available everywhere, and most men eat it without ever realizing that they are feeding the single most important hormonal pathway in their body. I am talking about the avocado. The avocado is not just a trendy food, it is a hormonal powerhouse that has been hiding in plain sight. Let me tell you about a man I will call Marcus, 68 years old, retired teacher, came to me because his wife had essentially given him an ultimatum. She told him, "I need my husband back." Not the tired, disconnected man who falls asleep on the couch every evening, but the man I married. Marcus was embarrassed. His energy was gone. His body felt soft and weak, and his blood work showed hormonal levels that were critically low. Now, I could have put him on synthetic replacement immediately. Instead, I asked him to do one thing first: eat half an avocado every single day for 3 weeks and then come back. He looked at me like I was joking. He was not laughing 3 weeks later when his follow-up blood work showed a measurable increase in his hormonal levels. No injection, no patch, no side effect, just half a fruit every day. Here is the science behind it. Your body manufactures hormones from cholesterol. Specifically, it needs monounsaturated fats as building blocks. The avocado is one of the richest natural sources of these exact fats. When you eat avocado consistently, you are handing your endocrine system the raw materials it has been starving for. But that is not all. The avocado also contains zinc and magnesium, two minerals directly involved in hormonal synthesis that most men over 60 are deficient in. And it contains vitamin B6, which suppresses cortisol, the stress hormone that actively blocks hormonal production. Every time you eat avocado, you are simultaneously providing building blocks and removing one of the biggest obstacles to production. The effect compounds over time. Marcus came back after a month and the change was visible before he even sat down. His posture was different, straighter, more present. His voice had a quality it did not have before, a steadiness, a weight. And he told me his wife had noticed before he did. She said it was like watching color return to a photograph that had been fading for years. Two systems restored: circulation through the pomegranate, hormonal vitality through the avocado. But there is a third collapse happening inside the body of every man over 60 that undermines everything else. And if this one is not addressed, the benefits of the first two fruits will always be limited. This third problem is the one that hits you first thing in the morning and follows you through the entire day. It is the reason you open your eyes already exhausted, the reason your body feels like it weighs twice what it should, the reason 3 in the afternoon feels like midnight. Your cells are running out of fuel. Inside every cell in your body are tiny structures called mitochondria, and their only job is to convert nutrients into usable energy. Think of them as billions of microscopic generators keeping your entire body running. After 60, these generators start to sputter. They become less efficient, they produce less energy, and the deficit shows up in every aspect of your life. You move slower, think slower, recover slower, and no amount of coffee or energy drinks can fix this because caffeine does not repair mitochondria. It just whips exhausted cells into temporary action, followed by an even worse crash. The third fruit addresses this at the cellular level, and it is so common, so inexpensive, so unremarkable in appearance that most men would never believe it holds this kind of power. I am talking about the banana. Before you dismiss this, hear what happened to a man named Walter. He was 74, a retired postal worker who could not remember the last time he woke up feeling rested. Every morning was a battle. Every afternoon was a fog. His wife had to drive everywhere because his concentration was gone by midday. His doctor ran tests and found nothing clinically wrong, which is the most frustrating outcome possible, because it means the system is failing in ways that standard panels do not catch. I asked Walter one question: "What do you eat for breakfast?" His answer was coffee, just coffee, sometimes nothing until lunch. I gave him one instruction: every morning, eat one banana with a tablespoon of peanut butter. 1 week later, Walter called me and his voice sounded different. He said, "Doctor, I have not felt this kind of steady energy in years. It is not jittery like coffee. It just stays." The banana is loaded with potassium, a mineral that the majority of men over 60 are deficient in, and that is essential for proper cardiovascular function and muscular energy. It contains magnesium, which supports nerve function and energy metabolism. It delivers B vitamins that your brain needs to maintain focus and alertness. And unlike processed energy sources that spike your blood sugar and then drop it violently, the banana releases its energy gradually, maintaining stable glucose levels for hours. The potassium in bananas also acts as a natural regulator of blood pressure, which means this fruit supports your cardiovascular system at the same time it is powering your cells. Walter added one banana every morning. Within 3 weeks, his wife told me she had her husband back. He was driving again. He was walking their dog in the evenings. He was present in conversations for the first time in years. One fruit every morning. That was the difference between existing and living. Now, if you have been paying attention, you have seen how each of these three fruits addresses a specific system. The pomegranate targets your vascular network, opening arteries and improving flow to every critical area. The avocado rebuilds your hormonal foundation, giving your body what it needs to produce the hormone that defines masculine vitality. The banana restores your cellular energy grid, fueling your mitochondria so every organ, every muscle, every thought has the power it needs. Each one alone produces noticeable improvements. But here is what I have seen in my practice that still fascinates me after decades of working with men's health. When you combine all three, when you consume them consistently day after day, something happens that goes far beyond the sum of their individual effects. Because I have compiled everything I know about this protocol and much more into a complete medical guide. It is called The Medical Guide to Avoiding the Mistakes That Damage the Prostate. After 60. Inside, you will find the exact dosages, the optimal timing for each fruit, the common mistakes that can neutralize the benefits, and additional strategies that amplify results significantly. I left the link in the pinned comment below this video. It costs you nothing, but the information inside could change the trajectory of your health entirely. Go grab it now while it is still available, and then come right back because what I am about to explain next is where the real transformation begins. The synergy effect. When the pomegranate opens your arteries wider, nutrients from the avocado and energy from the banana reach their destinations faster and in greater concentrations. When the avocado raises hormonal levels, your body becomes more efficient at utilizing the improved blood flow, and when the banana stabilizes your energy, it gives your body the sustained fuel to maintain both vascular improvements and hormonal production. Three fruits creating a triangle of restoration, circulation, hormones, energy. The three pillars that determine whether a man over 60 feels alive or feels like he is slowly fading. A man I worked with named Arthur, 69 years old, former business owner, described it better than I ever could after following this protocol for 5 weeks. He said, "Doctor, it is not that I feel younger, I feel like myself again. Like my body finally remembered what it was supposed to do." That is exactly what happens. Your body has not forgotten how to be strong, how to generate energy, how to produce hormones, how to circulate blood with force and precision. It has just been deprived of the specific nutrients it needs to do those things. When you provide them consistently, the machinery comes back online. Not overnight, not in a single dramatic moment, but gradually, steadily, unmistakably. Let me give you the exact protocol I recommend for your first 7 days. Days 1 and 2 focus exclusively on the banana. Eat 1 banana every morning with a tablespoon of almond butter or peanut butter. This establishes your energy foundation. You need stable cellular energy before anything else can work effectively. Days 3 and 4, keep the morning banana and add 180 milliliters of pure, unsweetened pomegranate juice mid-morning. This begins the process of opening your vascular pathways and improving circulation to every part of your body. Days 5 through 7, maintain the banana and the pomegranate juice and add half an avocado to your main meal, either alongside eggs, in a salad, or however you prefer. This activates the hormonal rebuilding process. After the first week of following this complete protocol, here is the typical timeline based on hundreds of men I have guided. During week 1, most men report stable energy throughout the day. The afternoon crash diminishes or disappears. Brain fog lifts. During week 2, circulation improvements become noticeable. Hands and feet feel warmer. For many men, morning erections return, one of the clearest signs your vascular system is responding. Weeks 3 and 4 is when deeper changes emerge. Muscular strength returns, desire and drive reawaken. There is a general sense of well-being, of being present in your own body again, that many men describe as the most significant change of all. But I need to be completely transparent with you. I have seen this protocol produce remarkable results, and I have also seen men fail with it. The difference is never biological. It is never about age or genetics. The difference is always consistency. These fruits are not magic pills. They are biological tools your body uses to rebuild its systems over time. If you eat them for 4 days and then forget for a week, you will not see meaningful results. Your body needs a consistent supply to maintain the rebuilding process. Think of it like watering a dying plant. Once and then nothing for 2 weeks, it dies. A little every day, it comes back to life. Your body works the same way. You are going to hit days where you forget, days where you do not feel like it, days where you look at the banana sitting on the counter and think, this cannot possibly be making a difference. Those are the days that matter most. Those are the moments that separate the men who transform their health from the men who spend the rest of their lives wondering what could have been different. I have worked with men in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s who reclaimed their vitality through this protocol. Age is not the barrier, resignation is. The belief that decline is inevitable, that your best days are behind you, that is the real enemy. Your body is an extraordinary machine that wants to function well. It wants to produce energy, circulate blood powerfully, maintain hormonal balance. It has been doing these things for decades. All it needs is the right support, the right raw materials, the right consistency from you. And that begins tomorrow morning with 1 banana. Then it grows with a glass of pomegranate juice. Then it completes itself with half an avocado, 3 fruits, 3 systems restored. 1 decision that you make today. I have watched the light come back into the eyes of men who were convinced their fire had gone out permanently. Daniel, Marcus, Walter, Arthur, they all arrived with that look of quiet defeat. And they all left transformed, not because of anything miraculous, but because they gave their bodies the simple tools that had been missing. The pomegranate forces your circulation back to life. The avocado reignites your hormonal fire. The banana powers every cell in your body with clean, sustained energy. Together, they do not just change your biology. They change how you carry yourself, how you speak, how you look at your partner, how you see yourself. You do not need to chase youth. You need to reclaim what was always yours. And it is waiting for you in 3 fruits and a commitment to yourself. If this kind of information matters to you, if you want to keep learning what almost nobody explains with honesty and clarity, subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications. I am here to make sure you have the knowledge your body needs. Leave a like if this content brought you value and write in the comments which of these 3 fruits you are going to start with tomorrow. Your answer might be the encouragement another man watching this needs. In the next video, I am going to reveal 5 essential minerals that multiply the effects of these fruits and accelerate your recovery in ways that will genuinely surprise you. Do not miss it.